Good morning, YouTubers. This is Francis, and I'm making a video this morning. It's about 11:22 a.m. on the 4th of April. Um, Basically, this video is going to be about my doctor appointment yesterday, and I had to get up very early in the morning. And I only had a very short window. I had to be out of here by 8:30 to get to the doctor's office by 10:30 when my appointment was there. So anyways, this is the way I dressed yesterday. I had a black capri length pant on. This is a coral colored v-neck t-shirt. Of course, I'm wearing a bra. Anyways, so as it turns out, I got to the downtown train station like early enough to get the bus I needed to catch before the last bus that could get me hopefully to the doctor's office by 10:15. Well, it's a good thing I caught the earlier bus because um, apparently the bus didn't go the way I thought it was going to go, and it didn't get off of a highway and go down the street that I thought it was. So actually, when the bus got off 95 exit and came to the first bus stop, I had looked at the route on Google Plus Maps, so I knew all the stuff that was there. So actually, the first opportunity to get off the bus was about a mile west of my doctor's office. So I had to hoof it. So I got off the bus about I don't know 9:15, and by the time I got to the doctor's office, it was about 10 minutes to 10. So it took me a good 30 minutes to walk, and I didn't stop. I had to slow down and didn't come to a complete stop, and there's quite a few number of streets I had to cross. And but anyways, I made it, okay. And it was in the morning, so I had a good night's sleep, so I made it. So I made it to the doctor's office. So anyways, I got there, half an hour early, fill out all this paperwork, and then they took me in. I got weighed, and on the doctor's scale with the clothes and my sandals, it was like 308. So that was less than what I weighed at my other doctor's appointment 2 months ago, my cardiologist. So I lost a few pounds. I don't remember exactly, but excuse me. I'm still fighting this chest cold I have. Anyways, so the purpose of this video is to kind of like go over what I found out. So anyways, when I finally got into the doctor's office, they took some information. I had to sign some release forms so they could get my records from the cardiologist. Because this endocrinologist, before he prescribes anything, he needs to know my medical history. So I told him. I kind of had to review a lot of things. It's in my HRT letter. And so it took a while. But he had the time, and he wasn't rushing me or anything. So I talked with the doctor. We talked probably for 30 minutes. And so basically, I kind of was diagnosed with something. I'm going to go over this. It says here on this sheet, see, I got this yellow copy for yesterday's appointment. So one of the things that they checked here for diagnosis, it says hypogonadism, edema, and CHF unspecified. I don't know what that is, but anyways, I think that's has to do with diabetes. Okay, so basically, I told the doctor I've been a diabetic since 1999, and for a few years I was on pills. Then I was taking insulin shots daily, and then I changed my diet, and basically, as my blood sugars went down to the normal range, I was decreasing my insulin shot every day, and that over a period of a year or two. You just can't stop things right away. You have to do it gradually. And so eventually I got to the point where I really didn't need to take insulin anymore. And that was because I eliminated sweets and restricted that quite a bit out of my diet. So basically, for about 2 years, I haven't even taken the oral blood sugar glucotrol medication. And typically, my fasting blood sugars in the morning are around 120 to 130. So that's the normal range is 80 to 120. But I feel like my blood sugar that I'm controlling with my diet, it's not significantly higher than the normal range. So, I'm just basically I don't even check my blood sugar daily. I mean, whenever I check it, it's right where it's supposed to be. So I don't worry about it. Okay. So basically, I've been off that medication. So I told the doctor about the fact that I've been taking these diuretic pills to prevent me from having fluid retention for many years, 5, 6 years. I don't know when they started prescribing this, but I've been on a low dose of spironolactone, 25 milligrams for like 5 or 6 years. Well, apparently, it has had an effect on me that basically went undiagnosed. And, the doctor said that since spironolactone is an anti-androgen and it kind of blocks your testosterone, he basically said that could explain why I got boobs. So basically, girls, I've been on a low dose of HRT for 5 or 6 years and didn't even know it. So, anyways, I got all these requests for all these blood tests. So the doctor's good when I fasted yesterday, and by the time I got to the doctor's office, I was like 16 hours into haven't eaten anything since 6 p.m. on Wednesday night. So I was pretty hungry. But you know what? I wasn't that hungry. And after walking a mile and all this stuff. So anyways, they filled out a lab thing. And they did have a lab up on the third floor. And I did go up there. But I waited for an hour. And there was only one person in the lab. And her assistant wasn't there helping her that day. So there was a whole line of people. And I waited an hour. And she only saw 2 people. And I go, well, gee, how much longer am I going to have to wait? And she says, well, I can't really tell you that. And I says, what? And I looked at all these tests, and I'm like, oh, geez, how many tubes of blood? So I decided that I couldn't wait any longer. So I ended up, instead of taking a cab, I ended up walking all the way back to that bus stop. And then I sat across the street to take the bus back into town. And so by the time I got back into town, it's like 12, 20, 25. So, and I still hadn't eaten anything. So, now we're into like 18 hours without food. So, anyways, by the time I decided after all this and the stress, and I just needed some beer, okay? So I went to Park Place Lounge. I hadn't had a beer since last Friday, like a week ago. So, I was very good on my diet and everything, and I have to fast 12 hours overnight. But by the time I could have got to this place and had my blood drawn yesterday afternoon, it would have been 20 hours without eating. And I thought that would really produce false readings, and especially after I had walked 2 miles. So my blood sugar was low, and I didn't think it would be an accurate reading of what typically my blood sugar would be after fasting for 12 hours. All these things have factors in them, okay? So anyways, I don't have another appointment with my doctor for like 5 weeks. So he has to gather up information about my medical history and all this stuff. And my next appointment with the endocrinologist is in 5 weeks. So I got plenty of time to do this. The doctor said, within 10 days of the next visit. But I'm not going to wait. I mean, I think I'll fast overnight, and go in next week, like Tuesday or Wednesday, and then have these tests done. The place I'm going to go is called Quest Diagnostics, and there's several places all around the Jacksonville area that I can go and have these tests done. So I'll probably do it next week. Um, give me something to do. Anyway, so anyways, but what they are going to test, I just ain't gonna. They're going to check my testosterone level, my free testosterone levels, my lipid panel. Uh, they check your liver. Oh, they're going to do a hemoglobin A1C. That checks your blood sugar. And like A1C kind of like figures it out for like the last 30 days. It isn't like, I don't know what it is, but that the doctor uses that. And then they're going to do some tests, blood tests for my thyroid, thyroxine. And so, he's doing a endocrinology workup here. He's checking my blood sugar, my lipid panel, it says cardiovascular, hypertension section, I don't know. And then adrenal, reproductive. And they're going to check my estradiol. And I don't know why they're doing that because I never took I've never taken any hormones, okay? So maybe he's just checking that to see if I have been secretly taking hormones, which I haven't. But doctors, they're sneaky little buggers, So, anyways, so I have I feel pretty good. I told this guy, some private things about my reproductive abilities, So, anyways, I gotta wait. Basically, it comes down to you gotta wait another 5 weeks, And I was hoping if I went and got the blood work yesterday, that like he'd get the results right away, and I'd be walking out of his office with a bottle of pills. But that didn't happen. So it gets really frustrating, I mean, but the doctor, I can't blame him. He's being cautious and thorough. And so, it just seems like forever, I mean, I started this last July, I made an appointment to see a therapist. So it's been like, what, 9 months? It seems like, wait. Well, hey, I guess there's girls out there that have waited a hell of a lot longer than me. So, oh well. It's just that I was so frustrated and actually a little pissed off yesterday because I had to walk, I had to do a. So, anyways, I had an attitude readjustment yesterday at the pub. Oh my God! In the course of 4.5 hours, I had 2 pitchers of beer plus a few other mugs and a couple of shots of tequila, and I was chooching pretty damn good. In fact, I had a hard time walking a straight line like 4 or 5 blocks down to the bus stop from the lounge. But anyways, I met some girls, friends that I haven't seen in a while, and we're going to have a little get together Sunday afternoon, and so I'm encouraged by that. And one of the girls I was talking to yesterday, um, she's watched my videos on my channel, a few of them, not all of them, but so it was really we had a happy time, and I bought her a few drinks yesterday. But anyway, so we had a good time, and so by the time I got home last night about 7:30, 8 o'clock, I just kind of like went to the bathroom and took off my clothes and crashed in bed. And I didn't get up till 8 o'clock this morning, so that's a 12-hour bed chooch, right? So anyways, I do feel better though. So yesterday I survived on beer, a couple bags of barbecue potato chips, and a bag of peanuts, um, roasted peanuts. Well, I got my protein. I got enough protein for the day, and I definitely got enough alcohol. But basically, beer and those chips was all the carbohydrate I needed, and So anyways, I feel pretty good. I just brewed a pot of coffee, you know, 5, 6 cups. And I think I covered everything. So as you can see, I am in a happy mood, and it isn't from alcohol, but I feel better. And I was so sore at the lounge yesterday from walking it. My back hurt back here, right? Oh, it's like right below the shoulder blades. The muscles were all pulling tight back here. Oh, it hurt so bad. But you know what? Like a trooper, man, I just kept walking. You know, you just keep going, put one foot in front of the other, and you hate to stop. And then, like about quarter mile from where the bus stop was, my left knee starts hurting. I mean, and like, so by the time I got to Park Place Lounge, I was in a lot of pain. Okay, and my back hurt, my knee hurt. So, anyways, the first picture they drew was Blue Moon Belgian White Ale, and I drank a pitcher of that, had a couple oranges and some chips and peanuts, and after about an hour, a lot of the pain went away. Anyways, geez, 16 minutes. Okay, I gotta cut this short. But anyways, girls, appreciate it. Thank you for watching. You know, subscribe, comment, rate, whatever. And love you all. And I will see you in my next video. Love you. Bye.